Oh, don't tell me I really had you going with that whole we might not get promoted, we might not win the league nonsense. Of course it was always going to turn out okay. And it looks like it might be turning out okay. Hello and welcome to Season 14, Part 7 of Non League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Bolton, at home against Blackpool, and more important than any of that, the top of my head is back. As some of you noticed over the last couple of episodes, my tripod had moved slightly. I didn't notice it while I was recording because usually this thing sits on top of the camera and actually covers the little screen that sits on top of the camera. Mainly because when I'm out and about, it stops the wind whistling over the microphones on the top, but it serves a second purpose of making sure I look into the lens of the camera rather than looking at myself, because it blocks the view of myself. What it also means, though, is that I couldn't see and didn't notice until I was editing it, and then I forgot the next time. And regardless of any of that, you can see the top of my head again. Hurrah! I've not just had a terrible haircut that I was hiding. I'm in a buoyant mood today because form is finally starting to look good. We've remembered how to draw a football match, which we did in our last game, which is the first time that's happened since December. But more important than that, there's very little in the way of red circles appearing on this fixture sheet now. And here we are with 9 games left. We are top of the league. We are level on points with Walsall, albeit with a much, much better goal difference than they have. But this is important. We've got a 7-point gap between us and Coventry in third place. We would have to spectacularly throw things away not to get automatic promotion at this point. And now it just becomes a battle with Walsall to try and win the league. And with the firepower we've got at our disposal, how can we not? Pablo Garcia is now on 27 goals for the season. On the average ratings front, Garcia is top. Matthew Roberts, although he's left, is second. Gabrielli is third, so we have the top 3 for average ratings. Garcia's top for man of the match. Kevin Thompson, I know you all hate him, but Kevin Thompson is third for clean sheets. And also, we've got 2 players pushing on the assists table. Now they've figured out how to get assists as well. Because if you look at our top assist maker, Dario Lara and Tony Miller, both on 10 assists, which, if they were all in the league, would be enough to make them joint third place on that chart. So everything's looking good. We just need to keep the good form going. And then, fingers crossed, after what has been a little bit up and down in places, we should be making an immediate return to the Championship, unless I bottle it. And we will. If I will now allow people to refer to it as a bottle job if we don't get promoted this season. So this is the team that we're going to be playing for the first of today's 2 games against Bolton. We've got Thompson in goal, a back 4 of Williams, Powell, Gabrielli and Miller, with Duxbury, Cool and Opoku in midfield. Lara in behind Foot and Garcia. I've been playing them this way round. Foot's on 18 goals from 23 starts now. That's not too shabby, even though it's not necessarily playing to his strengths. But I am becoming more of a view that Garcia's strengths are greater than Foot's. He's got 29 goals from 30 starts. How do you not build a team around a man who is literally scoring a goal a game, apart from that one game that we don't talk about? And for maybe 5 or 6 of them, he was playing in the wrong position as a defensive forward. So he's actually scoring at more than a goal a game as a poacher, whereas Foot is scoring at slightly less than a goal a game, but isn't really getting the opportunity as a poacher. Either way, they're scoring an absolute ton of goals between them. So where's the harm in just leaving them as they are, eh? Yes, we're going to win the league. Of course we're going to win the league. I don't know who Joe Thompson is, so I don't care that he's not playing. And they've got Marco Priso up front. And I've mentioned his name. You guarantee he's going to score. If you are new to the series, he was a player that we signed as a promising youngster when we were at Southend. Took him on loan to Hamilton, where he was a bit rubbish. And then never really saw of him again. But he has been hovering around League One Championship level ever since. He's probably pushing 30 by now, because it was that long ago that we signed him. And he's just narrowly missed the opportunity to put Bolton 1-0 up against us. So we need to keep an eye on that a little bit. We also need to be keeping half an eye on what Walsall are up to, because we are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the gap between us and Coventry and the rest of the chasing pack. But what we do need to do is make sure we go blow for blow with Walsall. What a goal from Dario Lara. That is just absolutely insane. He shouldn't be capable of doing that. Let's have a look at it in 3D. It's hit with such force. I don't even know how you kick a football that hard. So Opoku knocks it over the top to Lara. brings it down on his knee, little second touch there, and then just thumps it so hard. It's not in the top corner. It's not in the bottom corner. It's in the corner midway up. It doesn't matter how high it is, though, because he's hit it so hard that the goalkeeper just did not stand a chance. Even if he'd got a hand to it, it would have just broken all his fingers. And we're on the attack again. Garcia, I mean, it kind of bounced around off of everybody and Foot was chasing it the whole time. Lara puts Foot in and it's 2-0, 6 minutes on the clock. Mark Foot gets his 19th goal of the season, was that? I didn't actually pay attention to the little thingy when it popped up. I think it said 19. Lara, instrumental again. That's his 11th assist of the season. That should put him onto that assists chart. He is playing well at the moment. He is hitting a purple patch at exactly the right time. And Apoku's just dropped back into the midfield three and seems to be enjoying himself back there as well. Couldn't really do it as a roaming playmaker, but now that we've got an advanced playmaker back there, Apoku is making a rather good job of making that his position in the team. Foot is in again, finds Miller, Garcia's there, and Garcia really should have made it 3-0 with less than 10 minutes on the clock. That was the first clear-cut chance of the game, and because it's Pablo Garcia, obviously he missed a clear-cut chance because that's how he rolls. If the whole game falls apart now, it's because Dave was just barking lots in the garden, tried to run out, sort him out. I've been gone like 10 minutes. You know how much Football Manager hates being paused, so now it's going to punish me for pausing the game midway through the first half. Bolton are going to come back into the game. There's going to be nothing I can do about it because it's just the punishment for pausing. There you go. Miller's made it 4-0. Kev's talking absolute nonsense. I'm pretty sure Dave's barking again, so I'm going to have to pause again once we've watched the replay in 3D. You probably don't need to know what Dave's up to, unless you can hear him, in which case, why don't you sort him out? I'm trying to record a video. Right, that's stupid. Right, I think if I talk about the game punishing me again, hopefully it won't punish me. So, oh no, I had to pause again. Going to get punished again, aren't we? Wouldn't it be terrible if Bolton came back into the match now? Perhaps the game engine should try and prove me wrong by giving us a 5th goal before half-time. But it won't do that because it's punishing me. It only blooming works! Pablo Garcia, his 30th goal of the season, 150th goal of his career, and I mind-gamed the match engine. Hoodwinked them into giving us that all-important 5th goal. Where are Bolton in the league? Because, I don't know if you've noticed, we're battering them. They are lower mid-table. As it stands right now, we've got a 2-point gap on Walsall as well. So, presumably, they're still level in their game. And with 8 games to go, what a time to go away from home and be 5-0 up before half-time and just put a marker out there to everyone else in the division that, yes, we took our time getting to this point, but remember, we probably shouldn't have got relegated last year. We were too good to go down. We had those 3 back-to-back wins at the end of the season and very nearly survived. And now we're finally showing that, yeah, we are actually probably a mid-table championship team who have just spent far too long faffing around with alternative formations when I should have just done this all along and romped the league. But where would the fun been in that, eh? At least I tried to try things a little bit differently. That's poor goalkeeping again from Thompson. It's offside. How are we only 4-0 up, by the way? Right. What just happened? I know I had to go away and sort Dave a couple of times. We've scored 5 goals, haven't we? I'm certain this happens from time to time. You need to let me know down in the comments. Did I imagine this? Or did we score 5 goals? I don't remember any of them being disallowed. I remember 5 replays. Who? Which? What? Where's our goal gone? Perhaps I'm imagining this. I am really glad it's happened with you lot here, though, because if I am imagining it, that's fine. Because I've done this loads of times over the years, and I've always suspected that sometimes you just lose a goal here and there, and it's the game just having a bit of a glitch out. I think Mark Foot scored twice. Did I imagine that? I want to rewind and check the tapes myself, but you lot have already let me know by this point. We'll have a chat about it down in the comments and work out whether I'm going mental or whether the game's going mental or what on earth's going on. I'm taking Thompson off because we're 4-0 up, should be 5, and we'll just give Murphy a little bit more game time again. I know substituting the goalkeeper is a crazy thing to do, but I've been doing it a little bit lately. Whenever Thompson's one of the lowest ratings on the pitch, just whip him off and give Murphy a little bit of game time. Thompson's here next year on loan as well. We've already agreed that for another year because I think he's great, but it would be nice if we're not going to sign Thompson permanently, which we might well do at the end of his next loan spell. But if we don't ever get him permanently, at least we can give Murphy the odd 20-minute substitute appearance here and there to show us that he is a worthy successor when the time comes. McGregor, free kick, bounces around the penalty area like it's a pinball machine. And I thought Foot was going to tuck that away, but he didn't. And we've got 10 minutes to go. Let's make our final substitution. We'll take off Gabrielli, bring on Bradbury, swap those two over because Bradbury is all left foot. And everyone who's not been substituted is averaging at least an 8 at the moment, or getting a rating of at least an 8. It's not an average because it's just the one rating in there. But I think it's safe to say, with a team averaging 8.16, that's been quite a good performance, quite a good team display all round. An 8.18 now. There you go. It's getting even better, even though it's all Bolton at the moment, but surely the final whistle's about to go. It would be nice for Murphy to get himself a little clean sheet, because the last time he came on, he did have a little bit of a howler. But fingers crossed. There you go. We do pick up the win, keep the clean sheet. It's 4-0. Walsall got a goal and have levelled us on points again, but at least we're bringing that goal difference even more into play. Just the one change for the home game against our old club Blackpool, still managed by Kevin Nolan, who's the manager who took over for me. It's an enforced change. Tony Miller is suspended for picking up too many yellow cards, so Neil Talak comes in at right back. Other than that, it is the same team that so systematically took Bolton apart. Another previous club, but from alternate universe, not previous club on this save. I mean, at this point, we've managed most of the teams in League One. Because of the way this save's gone this year, there's probably more we have managed than haven't. How many of our former players are still knocking around at Blackpool? Mason was a signing of ours. Dali Bashira was there before I arrived. And I think they might be was Sana? Did we have him there? I don't want to click on him because it guarantees him a goal. I feel like Sana was there. If not there, maybe we've had him somewhere else. I don't know. My brain's not working now. Is Sana a player we had? Oh, it's getting to that point now in this save where there's been so many players and such a high turnover of players, because we've not been in the Premier League at any point, so we've never got to that point where we're keeping a team together for year on year on year. It's always new players coming in, lots of churn. I must have managed more players in this save than I ever have in a previous save, and my brain is starting to melt with it all. Oh, that was very close to being the perfect through ball from Foot to Garcia, but he couldn't quite get onto the end of it. Williams with a good interception. Garcia finds Foot, and Foot does find Garcia again with a return this time, but Garcia puts it well wide of the post, and it remains 0-0 after 15 minutes. Lumping ball forward from a poker, I think that was. Foot cuts it back to Garcia. Garcia again misses an opportunity. And it all sort of breaks down. Talak intercepts. Duxbury now intercepts. Foot. Lovely ball over to Garcia, who's through on goal, forces a save from the Blackpool keeper. Garcia could have had a hat-trick at this point already. It is the story of his season. He scored 30 goals, but could have had 50 or 60. It is insane the number of chances that man gets. And if he ever becomes truly clinical, which seems like just a ridiculous thing to say about a player who's scoring at a goal a game all season long and has done that for most of his career, it seems ridiculous, but imagine how good he could be if he got a bit more consistent and with his finishing. But there's a man who doesn't miss very often. Mark Foot with his 20th goal of the season puts us 1-0 up, less than half an hour on the clock. Quite a nice little poacher's effort from Foot again. Garcia, very lucky deflection, and Foot just nips in and tucks the ball into the back of the net, because that's what Mark Foot does. Even when he's not playing as the poacher, he still plays as a poacher. That's why we don't need to give him a poacher's instruction. He's just got that natural instinct and can grab a goal. And he's in acres of space here if Garcia can find him. The ball was a little bit behind him, actually. Would have been nice to give him something to run onto. It kind of slowed everything down playing the ball square. But it was still a good opportunity for Foot, and you would have expected him to score from there after I was bigging him up to such a degree. But as it is, we are opening up that 2-point gap at the top of the league from Walsall again. We are relying on a team beating them at some point. We'd like to have a little bit of breathing space. We don't want to have to go into these last 6 or 7 games knowing we have to win all of them to win the league. It's looking increasingly likely that promotion should be something that should be fairly straightforward to come by. Thompson, thank you for holding on to that, because it would have been the ideal time for the game to kick me in the groin as I'm talking about guaranteeing promotion and all that nonsense. Foot's in behind again. Here, does he shoot? Does he square it? I think he took a shot that ended up squaring it, Either way, Garcia tucks the ball into the back of the net. I think there's just a massive deflection from foot here. That couldn't have been a pass. Yeah, there's a deflection. He was having a shot. It deflected off to the defender, deflected off of the goalkeeper as well, and it was trickling at such a slow pace when Garcia just tucked it away for his 31st goal of the season. We're 2-0 up. We're still 2 points clear at the top of the league, and that goal difference is up to 11 goals now between us and Walsall. It's basically worth an extra point at this point, and we just need to keep on winning games. That's all it's about now. And who shall we... I want to bring the new guy on. Jared Shaw hasn't played enough games since he arrived. I'll bring him on for a Poku, and we will do that with our midfield. We've got 20-ish minutes left on the clock. Opoku sprays the ball out to Tholarp in a crossing position, but it's a terrible cross. Blackpool have dropped extra men back to defend now. It looks like they're afraid of getting a thumping, which seems like an unusual tactical decision to make when they're 2-0 down and pushing for the playoffs themselves. They're doing far better than they were when I had them in League One. Obviously, Kevin Nolan has a little bit of nous about him at this level, and that should never have gone in. Mukhtar Ali, one of the stars of my Blackpool team, obviously came off the bench. There must be a deflection involved here because Thompson, oh dear. Oh dear. That was just a terrible, terrible piece of goalkeeping from Kevin Thompson. And we are now in that situation where, once again, you're all screaming at me to go counter-attacking or some kind of equivalent of it. I'm not going to. I'm just going to bring on Bradbury to play left back. We've done it a couple of times. He's a little bit more solid than Williams is, less attack-minded. And now they're going to go and get an equaliser, and I'm going to get all grumpy. But Duxbury intercepts. Lara's got the ball, finds Garcia. What can he do? Foot's chasing it, but can't quite get there. But Gabrielli's across to cover from the through ball from Blackpool. Powell out to Tholarp, and we've got the chance to attack again here. We're finding so much space. I like the fact their midfield's playing so deep. It gives us time on the ball in midfield, but they've taken it off us again and are now breaking on us again. And for goodness sake, it's an attack that's come down that left-hand side we just shored up. It's two of our old players coming back to haunt us now, because Charlie Mason is a signing that we made when we were at Blackpool. We should not have let them back into this game. Oh, I can hear the comments now. Kev, you should have gone counter-attacking. Disagree. But as it stands right now, Walsall are top of the league again, but McGregor has just scored an absolute beauty to put us back to the top of the league with 2 minutes to go. The free kick comes in from Duxbury. Giovanni McGregor has been a little bit hard done by to not be in the team constantly because of the way his form has improved, and it's just purely because we've got so many players playing well in that midfield at the moment, and McGregor's just reminding me that he's probably playing better than most and deserves a little bit more game time. Tholarp with the chance to cross now. Cross comes in. It comes back off the crossbar from Garcia. We could have made it 4 there with a minute still to go, and clearly we feel like we've been wronged by Blackpool and we are coming at them with gusto, but they're coming at us again now, and we just need to just defend. See, if only that was an instruction we could give in game. But no, Kev's not going to press the buttons. There's 5 seconds to defend now, but Blackpool are attacking, and Shaw intercepts. What an important tackle. And it ends 3-2. We are ending the episode as we began it, top of the league. Only a 9-point difference in goal difference now, so Walsall are making up the gap a little bit, but there's only 7 games left this season. We've got a couple of biggies in there. We are playing Walsall in just a couple of games' time, so I guess we're going to have to show you that one, because there's every chance that's going to be a title decider, because as it stands right now with 7 games left to go, there is a 9-point gap between us and Walsall and Cardiff as our nearest chasers. Couple more games on the board, we should have both secured promotion, and then it's just going to be a title decider potentially between us and Walsall. So that's going to be coming up in tomorrow's episode. But if you've enjoyed that today, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.